have a PowerPoint that's going to be going? Okay. Want to come up, Daryl? Commissioner? Good. All right. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are here today. First and foremost, we want to, of course, recognize the progress that we have made as it relates to public safety in the city of Detroit. In every major category of violent crime, we continue to see a decrease. And so we, again, recognize that that progress reflects the hard work of our Detroit Police Department, our local, state, and federal partners, our community violence intervention groups, and all of the people that are here today, as well as our community neighborhood associations and residents and everyone in this community that continues to come together to ensure that we have. But we know that even with the progress that we've made, that there's always room for improvement, and there's always more. We head into the summer months, and as we know, the temperature will be breaking, and we know that we can expect warmer weather. This administration is being intentional about staying ahead with a strategy that is rooted in prevention, intervention, and enforcement. Again, prevention, intervention, and enforcement. Today, we are rolling out our 6-point community plan, and we have a team of individuals here today that will go of the plan. But high level, the first point is a family, gun, safety, and safe storage campaign where we will focus on education, awareness, and action, giving over 2,000 free gun locks and engaging communities and residents across our city. Safety action teams. This will bring residents, police, and city departments together to identify block by block and neighborhood issues. We are launching an after-hours venue engagement and while also holding. Fourth, we are going to allow they're doing on enforcement around block club, curfew compliance, illegal activities, DPD. We're about our youth engagement, our young people to create safe and feel safe in their neighborhoods and in their home and in their city. We've come a long way together, but we know that we can go further, and I know that this 6-point plan will allow us to do so. With that being said, I will bring Chevy, the community relations manager, first point in the plan, which is, again, family, gun safety, and safe storage.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you, Chief Bettison, for your commitment to protecting our citizens. Well, it's too often that we've stood right there at the scene of a tragedy that didn't have to happen. A child, natural curiosity, and an unsecured weapon. We cannot just accept that that is the inevitable, because it's not. That's why nearly 2,000 gun locks, right, I said it, free of charge to have made possible through Detroit Public Safety Foundation with Henry Ford and. But a gun lock without education is just hardware. That's why DPD is creating a series of gun safety PSAs, starting with one dedicated to our youngest children. Kids speak, they can see themselves, teaching them national standards, stop, run away, tell a grown-up. Now let me be transparent. I'm a mother of a 6-year-old, and I don't own a gun. At a park, but after a minute, all the kids chanting, stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown-up. Now, if it just saves one life, then it was worth it. That is the power of education. Resources are available. Gun locks will be distributed through the Health Department and the Department of Neighborhoods. We will have more details about that. in the upcoming weeks. But this is free. It's simple. It saves lives. Please use turn. We'll leave that we all have a role to play when it comes to public education and the safety of our children. We're working with schools, nonprofits, as a collective to educate and ensure the safety of our children. With that, I'd like to introduce Trish Stein from the Mayor's Office to discuss our second initiative, Neighborhood Safety Action.
Thanks, Chevy. I knew when we tagged you to speak on this, you were the perfect person. And Chief Bettison, you couldn't, spokesperson, so much driven, coordinated approach, which is why I'm here to speak today. And I've been working hand in hand with Chief of Staff David Bowser to really make sure that this is a comprehensive strategy, and it involves all of our city departments and our community. And so that is brand new under Mayor Sheffield, is the Neighborhood Safety Action Teams. And this effort is citywide. It uses crime data, and it brings these efforts together to address and look for community safety opportunities in our neighborhood. By my partner in all things, that you'll hear from Brent, who is the director of the Mayor's Office Neighborhood and Community Safety, and Captain John Stewart. Their vision, their effort, and the strategy focuses resources where crime is for blight and other unwanted activity. And here's how it works. City leaders come together, multi-departments, and they conduct weekly walks. The picture you see here is from the Chief's Walk a Mile, and really will show what it'll look like. The lead from the chief on the block level, and addressing the conditions on foot, and at the level that improved lighting, their environmental concerns where it's needed most, and by addressing this on a weekly basis using data. But it's not just top down. We really want the community to come together with us, make recommendations on what the high-risk locations are, so that we can work hand in hand every day on the street to where they live. And with that, I get to turn it over to my partner, Dave Bell, who runs Building Safety, Engineering, and Environmental Department.
Thank you. Our mission is to protect the safety and quality of life for every city. And one of the clearest concerns we continue to hear from neighborhoods is the impact of unlicensed after-hour activity. These operations are disrupting sleep, creating unsafe conditions, and undermining the peace that families deserve. And let me be clear, we want to work with businesses, not against them. Most businesses in the city are trying to do the right thing. They're investing in Detroit, they're creating jobs. We want to help them understand the rules, the process, and how to operate legally and safely. Requires honesty by speaking directly to anyone operating after 2 a.m. without written permission. You must stop immediately and contact us. We will sit and determine. Also want to be investigated and brought into compliance. This is about protecting neighborhoods and the quality of life that citizens say are slipping. So our message today is balanced but firm. We want to educate. We want to collaborate. We want to support every business that wants to operate responsibly. But if you are operating an illegal after-hours facility, you will shut down or there will be consequences. Detroiters need a safe place and safe neighborhoods, and we are committed to making sure that happens. I will now.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dave Bell. I want to say that this really means. The mayor has established a new conflict resolution and restorative practice task force, and this genuinely new ground for us also offers the Detroit Police Department a holistic approach and a lot of reinforcement. The task force brings together city departments, community violence intervention groups, and behavioral health professionals. And as been stated before in the mayor's State of the City, we're now going to be expanding our co-response to 24/7 during the month of May. That is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, to the Safe Summer Strategy. The Detroit Police Department Safe Summer Strategy activates proven, successful initiatives that we have delivered in the past during prior years. We will increase our police presence to ensure our citizens have a safe summer. Our police officers are the best, and they are all geared up for the summer. What does that mean? Drag racing and drifting enforcement. We know it's that time of year where individuals will bring out their cars, and that activity will start to occur again. Our officers will be on the streets. This is dangerous activity, and let me emphasize, will not be tolerated in the city of Detroit. Our organized crime team members, our mobile field force teams will respond to these illegal street parties, drag racing, and drifting. And for the community, that's where the cars are doing the donuts in the intersection. And so we will increase our presence and be prepared to shut down that type of activity. Block parties, block party compliance and crowd control at large community gatherings where if uninterrupted violence has been known to occur, we will ensure that our block party task force addresses that as well. Quality of life for all Detroiters in our neighborhoods are of paramount importance. This also includes enforcing the noise ordinances. Curfew enforcement. DPD will detain juveniles out after curfew. Under 15 years of age, that is the curfew time. 16, 17-year-olds under 11 p.m. Officers will strictly enforce the city curfews whenever they encounter juveniles in violation. And as you know, last year, we asked for the community's help as well. We have made this a priority one call in our 911 call center. And so if and investigate. I say to parents, know where your children are. Back in the day, it used to be a commercial that says, the street lights are out. Do you know where your children are? We need you to assist us as well. Parental responsibility tickets. Well, $250 for a first offense, $500 for a subsequent offense, and families to be partners with us. This is about the safety of our children. You should know where your children are. I will say it one more time. Illegal street parties and groups of juveniles out in violation of curfew. These are 911 calls, priority one call for service. DPD will also have a heightened and visible presence at our city's most active parks and recreation centers to deter issues before they start. Police visibility is so important, and we will set up patrols in areas where we know young people like to gather. Visibility matters. Prevention matters. Our senior citizens matter. Our business community matters. Our officers matter. Our youth matter. Our local, county, state, and federal partners matter. Our CVI, community violence intervention groups matter as well. Our philanthropic corporate partners who also donated the gun locks, they matter. We're in this all together. We're going to continue to push crime down in the city. We had a fabulous last year with record low numbers, and I'm confident that we all working together can come in and beat those numbers that we had last year. The Detroit Police Department will continue to collaborate with all stakeholders and provide public safety for all. Know that your Detroit Police Department is here to enforce the law, but also do it in a balanced, fair, empathetic way. Now, I will introduce Mr. Teferi Brent, but enforcement is not only one part of the equation. We also have to address the root causes of conflict. I am pleased to bring Mr. Brent, the director, and he's going to discuss conflict resolution and restorative practices, that task force.
Let me first say good afternoon, Madam Mayor. Thank you again for courageously and brilliantly creating another magnificent initiative for us to address our safety concerns within our community and to build peaceful and safe communities. Thank you, Chief Bettison. The arc of this 6-point plan, from enforcement to restorative practices to youth engagement, reflects exactly the kind of comprehensive, mature approach to public safety that Mayor Sheffield has always championed. That vision is captured in the guiding principles of the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood and Community Safety and in the Mayor's own words. Safety is more than the absence of harm. It is the presence of belonging, opportunity, and community. That is the foundation everything we do is built on. At its core, conflict resolution and restorative practices are about shifting the questions we ask when something goes wrong in our community. Instead of simply asking what role was broken, what rule was broken, what law was broken, and who broke it, we ask who was harmed and what do they need? Whose obligation is it to make things right? What is the root cause of this conflict, and how do we actually correct it? That shift from punishment to healing and accountability is what separates a reactive system from a preventative one. The goal is to repair relationships, give victims a real voice, build a culture of accountability and reconciliation, and ultimately to prevent the next conflict before it happens. To do that work, Mayor Sheffield has established a conflict resolution and restorative practice task force, a cross-section of public safety stakeholders and subject matter experts charged with developing community-based, non-carceral solutions to address conflict and disputes in our neighborhoods before they escalate to criminality. The task force brings together city department heads, community violence intervention groups, and behavioral health professionals, because lasting safety requires addressing the conditions that produce conflict, not just responding after the fact. This summer, we are exploring several tools to put directly in the hands of our citizens. 1 is conflict intervention warm lines. 2, crisis text lines. 3, crisis co-response teams. And 4, restorative practice and conflict resolution training for neighborhood-based organizations. Community, this is new ground, and we are building it carefully and intentionally. I would now like to introduce one of our partners in the task force, DWIN Executive Director, former Chief of Police, James White. But I'd also like to acknowledge our other partners, our other task force members who are here today. We have, of course, Sue Wilson from the Wayne County Dispute Resolution Center. We have also Reverend Henry McClendon, who is an international IRP trainer. I would also like to announce Dr. Keisha Allen from the Black Families Development Restorative Practice Institute and Training, and also DeJuan Zoe Kennedy, who is the executive director of one of the nation's leading CVI teams, Force Detroit. Now we have former chief and now executive director of DWIN, Chief White.
Thank you very much. And let me say thank you, Madam Mayor, for allowing us to be part of this task force, and thank you, Chief Bettison, for expanding your co-response and partnering as we go forward. I'm James White, President and CEO of Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network. I'm going to be brief. We are all in on this program, this partnership, the vision of the chief, the vision of the mayor, We know we can't arrest our way out of crime. There are a number of issues that contribute to crime, and some of that has to do with trauma and impulse decision making. So from a DWIN perspective, a few things that we're working with the city, with the police department with is our co-response. The training that was implemented years ago continues. Chief Bettison has decided to expand it, making it a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation in May. That's going to be a proof of concept for us where we're looking to expand and work with him to make it continuous beyond May. But we're certainly committed to the training. We've already done it, and we're going to continue to do it to ensure that it's in place at his direction for May. Going forward, just so you all know what we will be engaged in, we'll be providing information to the community so they know what resources are available. For example, our 707 Milwaukee Center is a crisis center. It's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week crisis services center. If anyone is dealing with trauma, if anyone is dealing with loss and grief, and just feeling like, you know what, I can't deal with what I'm dealing with right now, there is no wrong door. Don't worry about money. You come to 707 Milwaukee, you get those services. The other thing that we've done is we've partnered with DPD. When we have a person who is presenting a mental health or behavioral health crisis and they need a clinician, they don't necessarily need a police officer, what we've put in place, if they are nonviolent and they call 911, and thank you, Chief Bettison, for assisting in this initiative and allowing it to go forward. They call 911, they are nonviolent, they are in crisis, DWIN comes, not the police. We've done that to the sum of 1,000 citizens that have been served thus far, and we're going to continue to expand that program. The other thing that I want everyone to know is we have a behavioral health urgent care. And a lot of people, they start talking about urgent care, they don't know what that means, or behavioral health, they don't know what to do. Think about it like any other urgent care. If you twist your ankle, you hurt your knee, you go to urgent care to get some immediate assistance. That's how we're using our BHUC, we call it, Behavioral Health Urgent Care, located once again at 707 Milwaukee. And also at 6 in Greenfield, we have a D1 outpatient clinic. We just opened up. You can go up there again, no wrong door. Don't worry about money. Come get the services that you need. And this fall, later this fall, late summer, early fall, 7 Mile between Evergreen and Southfield, you're going to see another crisis center open up. And then finally, and I'm done for real this time, but we got to talk about our seniors. We've got to talk about our seniors. The old Riverview Hospital up on Jefferson, I don't have the address with me right now, but everybody knows Riverview on Jefferson. We are putting a 50-bed facility in there with a focus on private beds for our seniors. Oftentimes, they are just, they're dealing with dementia or they're dealing with Alzheimer's, but what if they had a behavioral health issue in their younger years that has gone untreated? We can't just categorize all of them of getting old and not having resources available. So long-term bed facilities there. D-Win's here to help. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Chief, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Director White. And this is what it looks like to look at public safety through a public health lens, as Madam Mayor has mandated and dictated that we do. The person best positioned to close us out today is someone who embodies the same philosophy, that investment in young people is investment in public safety. I am honored to introduce Dr. Chanel Hampton, our Senior Director of Youth and Education, to discuss the Mayor's youth engagement strategy.
Good afternoon. Okay, the teacher in me appreciated that. Thank you to Ferry. Thank you, Madam Mayor. And thank you, Chief Bettison. Thank you to everyone who is standing here alongside us in our community who stands in solidarity. What you just heard from Teferi and what I'm about to share are two sides of the same coin, because you cannot talk about restorative practices without talking about our children. And the mayor just mentioned, how are the children? We want to be able to respond. Our children in Detroit are well. Our kids deserve to be kids. They want to be kids. We've seen the Detroit teen takeovers, and we will continue to be clear that our takeovers here in Detroit are unique. Our young people want to be kids. They had no ill intention. They shared this at Friday's press conference. Davion and Denasia shared, they just want to be kids. They want to be outside. They want to have fun, safe spaces. And as Denasia shared, we're also aware that there are a small number of young people that made choices over the last several weeks that hurt our community and hurt their peers. We are not going to let a small minority define how this city sees an entire generation of young people. What Mayor Sheffield saw was not a threat. She saw a signal. When other cities responded to youth activity with division, what we saw in Detroit was community. We saw young leaders, and Mayor Sheffield leaned into that. We sat down with young people, we listened to them, we treated their presence as an opportunity and a privilege. That response is not new for Mayor Sheffield. Those of you who know her history know that Occupy the Corner was her signature initiative on City Council, launched to curb youth violence, connect residents to resources, and bring direct engagement into, unfortunately, what were high crime, underserved neighborhoods. Now, as mayor, she is expanding that vision citywide. That expansion is called Occupy the Summer. This summer, recreation centers will be open until 11 p.m. Midnight basketball leagues are coming back. We're launching large-scale youth activations specifically designed for teens and for their entire families. Programming will be announced soon. The events kick off June 12th, and for 10 weeks, Wednesday through Saturday night, there will be activations and events for young people and their families throughout our city. But the city, we're not waiting until June. The work is already underway. The youth organizers who you saw join us last Friday at the press conference are working with our administration and with our team. They are officially a committee within the Division of Youth and Education. They are helping us plan spaces, and by helping, I mean they are leading us in planning the spaces with and for them. That will come before June, and we will soon be announcing those activations. We just had a committee meeting yesterday, and I'm so proud of each of them. These spring activations will then lead up to Occupy the Summer. Beyond the summer, this work also connects to our broader out-of-school time strategy. Day one, Mayor Sheffield made clear that she is invested in year-round out-of-school time opportunities for every child, 0 through 26. These instances of the spring activations and Occupy the Summer are just the beginning of examples of how we will build with and for young people to ensure they have opportunities every month of the year here in Detroit. Lastly, I'd be remiss if I do not acknowledge the nearly 50 young people who will be joining us in a couple weeks to kick off our mayoral youth cabinet. These young people range from age 14 to 26. They represent organizations, schools, and entities throughout our beautiful city. They will come together to help inform decisions we are making across the city, and also to include and continue to include their feedback in these out-of-school time opportunities for them. Again, with them and for them. Because here's what we know to be true. When young people feel like this city belongs to them, they act like it does. Mayor Sheffield, you have believed that since your days on council. These activations with our youth organizers, Occupy the Summer, and the year-round youth engagement strategy are all proof that that belief now has the full weight of the mayor's office behind it, and we thank you for that. Thank you, Mayor Sheffield.
All right, thank you, All right, thank you so much, Dr. Hampton. And again, we are coming together as one to ensure that we have a peaceful and safe summer. And again, for your contributions in doing that. I did see Councilmember Denzel McCampbell is here, who has been just a consistent advocate for Detroit. And I actually want to bring you up if you want to say a few words. Yes, because he's pushing. He always sends me texts. Say what you're doing for our youth. Down the other day, so he cares deeply about our youth, and we appreciate his advocacy. Councilmember.
Thank you, Mayor Sheffield. Thank you to the chief, and thank you to everyone here. I just want to say that it is a delight to see really administration and mayor that is focused on ensuring that public safety is well-rounded and beginning with investing in our people and ensuring that we tackle trauma and that we have healthy people throughout our neighborhoods, because we know that healthy neighborhoods is what it truly makes a city thrive. So I just wanted to be here to lend my support and really to see a focused plan on public safety. And, you know, in City Council, we had these discussions on many of the initiatives you have, Mayor, and across the board, myself and colleagues supported that. So just wanted to be here to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing this plan in action. Thank you all.
All right, thank you, Councilmember. Thank you. All right, so that is our holistic, comprehensive approach to public safety, and we will now open it up for any questions that the media may have at this time. We can open it up for questions. Yes.
Can you talk about when these strategies will kick off if they haven't already?
So all of them are kicking off as of now. The task force is actively working. We are in the process of getting ready to launch some of our spring activations, as Dr. Chanel Hampton mentioned before, Occupy the Summer. And so most of these strategies are already in place as we speak now, or they also are collaborating on implementing further ones as well.
Okay. And then I understand this is very holistic in many ways,
Yep.
but is there a way that you're working on, like how you're planning to measure the success of these strategies?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Office of Community and Neighborhood Safety is really tasked with a lot of the data and seeing how we can better measure. Of course, we want to look at how we're reducing crime in the city of Detroit as well, connecting people with jobs and opportunities, I mean, education. And I think there's a lot of ways to measure the success, but overall, the presence of peace and safety in our community is how we would measure it. But I know the Office of Neighborhood and Community Safety is really tasked with more data.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, Ruta with Channel 7. And maybe, Chief, you could speak to this just a little bit, but you had mentioned how important it is for parents just to know where their kids are. How do those conversations start to talk to these parents directly?
Well, the media helps. And so you would be amazed that a lot of folks didn't even know that a curfew, push it out, individuals will ask, well, what's the time of it? And so with the educational campaign, getting the word out. And so we found that to be very effective as well. And oftentimes, but Detroit is the entertainment capital of Michigan. And so what we found is with our beautiful parks and with our beautiful downtown, we have a lot of suburban parents that they're dropping their kids off in their vehicles right downtown and leaving them. And so I just say this to all of Metro Detroit: know where your kids are and know what the curfew times are so that we can keep them safe and that you don't end up with a parental responsibility ticket from the city of Detroit. And if you are a Detroiter, you don't get that ticket. But it's not really about punitive. It's about just safety and holding individuals accountable. We all have to be held accountable to keep the city safe.
And what do you tell, the kids that are coming from outside the city that think Detroit is a place where they can come and do these teen takeovers?
Well, they're kids, and so they're all our kids. And so whether you're from Farmington Hills, Bloomfield Hills, Inkster, Ecorse, and you come to the city of Detroit, they're all ours. And as the police chief and Madam Mayor, it's our responsibility to keep them safe too. We want downtown, we want visitors, but to the drag racers and drifters, when you think that you're going to come into our city and you're going to create havoc in our neighborhoods and do that dangerous activity with your cars and take over a neighborhood block and spin your cars out, well, our officers are going to identify you, arrest you, and forfeit your vehicle. So I want them to hear that too.
Thank you, Chief.
Hey, Chief, you addressed this a little bit, but this is, I believe, by my count, the sixth multi-point plan that's been put in place in 6 years in a row where they've had a multi-plan announced with many of these initiatives. Are you keeping some of these? Like last year, there was a 12-point, I believe, Whitehead, and then there was a 5-point. In response to the block parties, they moved things to priority one. All the things in these prior plans. Are you continuing these?
I am the police chief. I'm going to throw that at crime and this and that and the kitchen sink.
So these
that
other,
we can continue to get this down. We have not abandoned any of it.
Okay.
And so what you're seeing now is a lot of help for the Detroit Police Department from all these other departments with a holistic approach, because former Chief White has always said we cannot police our way out of this. Mm-hmm. And so it's prevention. Our closure rate is phenomenal. My detectives are catching everybody, but that is, I have to respond because the trauma has already occurred. I would much rather have had that not happen.
So like things like the OT for the mobile strike force, was it things like that? Is that going to continue?
Absolutely.
Okay, all those. My second question, with the increase with the free buses, will DPD now increase their patrols on the buses? Because you have a lot of kids riding on them. I know that they took that over from last year.
We're going to look at what the data shows us. And so I have a transit unit. And so the Detroit Police Department last year, I believe, at some point in time, we actually created our transit unit. So we're responsible for patrolling on the buses, and I have officers, and by talking to DDOT, they tell me that they're doing a phenomenal job. So we have to monitor and actually see.
Yeah.
And if we will respond based off of the information and the intelligence that we get, but we're going to keep our buses safe too.
Thanks, Chief.
Yep.
Hi there, Elle Myers with CBS News Detroit. Chief or Ms. Mayor, we were curious about if there were any numbers that you could share from the arrests that were made during the last teen takeover. And then we were curious as well for the fines that you've outlined today. Active, do they begin today? How does that look?
The fines are is progressive, and so the first offense is $250 for a parental responsibility ticket, and if it's your same child, you get caught again, and they didn't learn from that one, then it can go up to $500. And when it comes to the last teen takeover, we ended up having 2 CCW arrests. That's a person carrying a concealed weapon that were detained.
Okay, for those 8 juveniles, do these fines apply to their families?
And with juveniles, we don't call it arrest, we call it detained. It's with the criminal justice system, so being technical with that.
Gotcha. Do these fines apply to their families, those arrests, or not
Yeah,
arrests?
so they absolutely do. And one of the things, too, that, say, for example, if we were to take 20 kids for curfew violation, and it doesn't necessarily always match up with a parental responsibility where you'll see 20 parental responsibilities, because some families or it'll be more than one sibling from the same household.
Gotcha.
But just want to thank 36th District Court Chief Judge McConico. He's doing a phenomenal job, because all of those curfew and parental responsibility tickets go through him, and he's ensuring that it's not just a penalty when it comes to money, that it's courses that can go along with it as well. Individual parents or guardians, that they can get some parental classes and parent responsibility type courses too, because it's really about education, being able to teach families how to come better together, and also addressing some of the other holistic parent or household may be experiencing.
Hi there, Amaya with Local 4. Ms. Mayor, I know a lot of these points, they rely so heavily on community support, and I know you said you guys are going to be out in the community, looking at things, but, we talk to so many people as, the news that come to us, and they don't know where to turn. So for people, living in these communities that are seeing these issues, what are the outlets? Who should they be talking to? Who should they be reaching out to?
Yeah, so we actually have the Department of Neighborhoods that are here with us today, led by Director Peckinpah and Deputy Director Josh Roberson. So each council district has liaisons that represent the mayor's office. They can reach out to them for initial support through our office. Directly to that number to get involved as well. And as Dr. Chanel Hampton mentioned, we are engaging young people at every level. So we are in the process of going to 15 high schools citywide to engage them, let them know who to call. Numerous ways that people can get involved, but I would definitely start with the Department of Neighborhoods.
And do you have a timeline of when that number might be up and ready?
Well, I don't want to put the director on the spot here, but we are actively thinking and looking at the best way for residents who are interested in this new office to get involved, and we're working on that now.
Perfect.
Don't want to give a timeline.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I did also just want to recognize Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy, who was doing a lot of work around family gun safety and storage as well. She's going to be announcing some things forthcoming, and wanted to just recognize her work on that as well. All right, if there are no further questions, we thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who joined us for the press conference, and this will conclude our announcement.